I kind of like the Live Sandbox composition into what Gen G has, because I was expecting them to go for a more ranged composition with the Jace, but instead they're like, no, we're dive. We are 100% diving. Diving into Aphelios, into Tahm Kench, and into Gwen, as well as Ryze, especially if Closer would opt into a more damage-oriented build, is a horrible time. Have the Jace available, and then you just dive, and dive, and dive, and dive, and dive endlessly.
But at least in his bottom side. And so Doran will be okay for that. Nice little engage comes in from Kyle, as we do have Krako following up, and Lahens is going to go down. First blood will go into the hands of Ice, as Ruler is left alone. And that's essentially what we're talking about here, guys. I mean, Doran is going to get insanely ahead. As okay, as I say that, I cursed him, as now Peanut comes in, and Doran actually will force a flash out of the Frog, as now Peanut went a little bit too deep. He has the red buff, but there is a Gwen on his back, and you're not going to get away from her easily. The snip comes through, and that is another kill over to Dove, as Chovy says, hey, let's go for the fight. We find Closer all alone in the river, and the flash over the wall with the knockup will be enough, and Chovy will collect a kill himself. That's fine. Krako, you see, he's trying to set this up outside of the vision of the Scuttle Crab, but he's not going to force it. As meanwhile, on the bottom side, Tahm Kench, Kyle, he's not here. As okay, in the mid lane, Yoni's just going to go down. Chovy getting comboed here as Closer and Krako put their heads together and take him down.
We need to wait. We need to be patient. That's how it goes.
Yeah. Doran's here. They're looking to try to get on top of this Ryze. Do they have the damage is the question, as Krako is trying to trade it back, but Chovy is going to go down at the very last moment. As Gen G are looking for this second Rift Herald. Live Sandbox, they're actually threatening it, but they're not going to be able to pick that up, and they will be punished, says Gen G. In goes Chovy, and there is the combo. Kind of one after the other, not the cleanest, but it's still getting the job done as Lahens will frontline once again, has the stopwatch ready for the Moonlight Vigil as Ruler is just coming in and a huge shot blast to the back of them. That's going to be a near ace as Dove has to run away with his tail between his legs.
Like, Soul's, Infernal Soul's really good, but it's not that good. Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess we thought this is actually a great sequel, because it's not the same killer from the first horror movie.
Yeah.
There's a new guy.
The old guy is there,
Jace.
but he's just actually the bait.
Yeah.
You thought he was the killer, but
He's
no.
not.
It's the other guy. It was his friend the whole time. And I mean, there's just, I don't see this ever happen. No. Like, Krako is hanging around, but should he? I mean, he might die. That's kind of what I'm feeling right now. It's not even like, oh, there's a chance he might steal it. No, it's like, well, you should probably just leave. And I think that is what's going to happen in the end. These Rulers still trying to get those pokes down, but they will get away at the end. Gen G now 10,000 gold ahead, or nearly, as Doran is incredibly fast. He is still on the chase here. Flashes in. He wants more kills. I said it at the beginning. This guy is thirsty. And he comes back to the LCK with a vengeance. You know, snowball things. A very different situation. As Chovy is alone for a minute here, as Dove is trying to get on top of him. And Chovy at this point, it almost feels like it's a competition of who's going to carry the hardest. As everybody's really, even Lahens is like, oh, it's my turn to carry now. Let me get another great engage off. Like, who's going to get POG for this game? I guess Doran, because he hit big shot blast and did the big boom boom damage, but like, who, you know, it was a team effort this time around.
He's the main character, Valdez.
True.
Come on, he's,
Did we just
he's a
vote for
bad
him
guy.
he's the main character? Yeah, Doran's going to have some pretty insane damage numbers at the end of this one.
So, with those gold leads, I would rather not discuss. Yeah. Are you a big horror film enjoyer?
Yeah, it's pretty good. We do have a bit of a 1v1 going on here. Lots of needles hitting as the knockup comes through, and Jovi's like, how dare you try to fight me? I guess you didn't see. And then you push with your super minions if you can't do it with the Baron, as Chovy is still poking, like the zoom-ins there from Jonas Strong, just waiting for that engage. That feels inevitable at this point. And there it is. The Diana goes in, gets the Moonfall onto Closer as we see Dove in the backline just trying his hardest to get anything done. As Lahens will go down in the end. but I think he might be the only one. Ruler flashing in, gets exhaust. He will go down, but this is absolutely going to be Liv Sandbox's Nexus going down as they finish off the rest of them and take down the Nexus. GG Gen.G will take game number 1.
What's actually so happened is, barring mid lane, every single lane got demolished. And is that just the draft? No, I don't think so. I think it's also a little bit of a player diff, and that's easier said than done, you know, in terms of fixing.
And here we go. 5 seconds. What is going to be the choice? Yuumi is going to come through. So Jin Yuumi and Rumble confirmed top lane. So it's kind of what we expected.
Yeah.
To go, so we can hop onto the Rift right now.
Peanut, considering that Croco was just spotted, can go for a cheeky Grom steal if he decides to do so. Going to invade, and also go for the dive.
And he is right here as Doran is going to get the turret aggro and has to flash, but Dove still not in a great spot. And Dove without his flash as well. Peanut just going to take a long, leisurely dig, I suppose if you're Rek'Sai, through the jungle, trying to chase after him. Chovy takes a big chunk, and it feels like Dove will eventually die.
Yeah.
Question is when.
Take a while.
Okay, they'll hand that one over to Chovy, and the gank is successful 30 seconds later. Dive over the wall just to get with his teammates, but Gen.G have this in a pretty good spot. I don't think the flanking Jinx is going to be the thing that, takes this down. Espino's just going to come through the equalizer. Pretty interesting, but it doesn't seem to matter as Liv Sandbox all group up for it. And Croco didn't even go in. Doesn't feel like the communication was really there for Liv Sandbox. As 2 people were going forward, 2 people were going back. And now they're looking for even more. And this is what happens with Gen.G's comp. If you catch one, you might just catch them all. It's Croco, he's just going to get over the wall. Very nice escape, actually, at the end of it. But Gen.G create a bit of a canyon between them and Liv Sandbox. And he got something.
Well, he did, yeah.
He's got equalizer right here. And, oh, it's perfect this time. Dove flashes away, burns to his death.
I don't want any of that business.
Okay.
Unfortunately for Liv Sandbox in the previous fight, their comp has a little bit more setup required, right? It's helpful for Jace again. Dove, we've talked about this. There's good moments, and there's not so good moments.
Yeah, okay. Chovy is in a rough spot here. He's kind of all alone. Looks like Gen.G is going to leave him to die. Not much they could do as Liv Sandbox were setting up a bit of a gank brush around that area, around that Drake, and they will catch Chovy off guard.
And overall, that is nice for Sandbox, but they're going to need a couple more of those if they want to maintain a good position in these games. Oh,
no flash this time. No equalizer, though. Doesn't seem to matter because Rek'Sai is here, so he'll get the engage going, and Peanuts, very deservedly, will pick up the kill.
And that's another kill going over to Gen.G. I gotta say, as I was saying earlier, we've been calling for a lot of the other counter picks. The Malphite, the Wukong. Doran does
the Rumble.
this. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, Doran does this to any JC faces, then give me more of the Rumble. Do you think that the setup is okay in this comp? Not amazing. Ruler.
Okay, Ruler just decides, hey, here you go. Nice little lockdown, though. We do have Peanut nearby. That's a lot of turret shots that were just taken, and Ruler will give his life to give a bunch to his team. As Croco will also go down. Kyle is next. Double kill here for Peanut. As Chovy says, hey, can you give this one to me? And it looks like they will, actually. Chovy going to pick this one up. I would love Lahens just troll stole it right at the end, but not quite going to happen, as maybe it's Doran's turn to get taken out here. Closer. Nice timing. He's going to not hit the Everfrost, but it doesn't quite matter, as those 2 champions have enough damage.
2v1. Even for Doran is a little bit too much. We'll get taken down there, but the cross-map play from Gen.G was so overwhelming that it doesn't really matter. As mentioned, Lahans has gone for the Moonstone. Thank you, Lahans. I knew I could put my faith in you.
Oh, man. The fear and the combo comes through. Chovy just going to smack him down. Ice, no summoners, no drink. What?
There's a minion in the sky!
Excuse me?
Is it a minion?
Oh, it's George!
It's George!
There he is again!
George the minion?
He keeps flying in the camera.
Off track there.
I mean,
which I think is
George's
fair.
very distracting.
Well,
It's not our fault.
Not only that. Oh no! Oh, ice.
Yeah, he's dead again.
Oh sweet. Oh no!
Yeah, he's dead. There's my play-by-play. He's
dead. He's dead.
Yeah. Genji are like, you know what would be nice? Not 104 member, but how about?
For example, but.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Not again! Oh, man. Oh, he missed that third shot, but he's not going to miss the fourth one. That's the Jin special.
Get him, Crocro!
That is really scary.
Yeah.
Does Closer win this fight? I mean, he's down, or he's not down. He's trying to get that damage done, as now the turnaround with the Ignite is coming in. Burning down Closer is Doran, but the Tahm Kench will save him. And this just isn't fair. 3v1. Doran is still trying to kill LeBlanc, but it will be Closer that does take him down, finally.
So back to horror.
Anyway, now that we were distracted.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's your favorite horror movie?
I don't really have one. There are some that I really liked. I thought that Hereditary was pretty spooky.
Great call out.
A good emotional horror.
Yeah, definitely Hereditary as well.
What about Paranormal Activity?
I'm not a big Paranormal Activity guy. No.
Okay. Well, we're going to have an engage here. In goes Croco again. He is going to kick him away into the open arms of a Tov, but he is immediately going to get gobbled up there and survive, as this is actually a pretty good fight for Liv Sandbox. They find a couple of picks, and now Toby's alone with the Yuumi on his back. The damage is there, though, and a lot of people get feared, as Lehens is doing a good job. And by the way, the entire time this is happening, Doran is pushing top lane. Jovi's going to get a kill. And just a little bit of bonus there at the end, as Liv Sandbox may be feeling a little bit bad that they took too many kills away. The Everfrost is still coming in here. Not sure what you guys are doing, but you're not going to kill the Vex that is fed with the Yuumi on his back. And yeah, Jovi gets another kill.
Meanwhile, Doran in top lane is like, there's a blue buff there. That's nice.
Yeah.
Rocco able to skirmish very, very nicely. And if they just back off here and pick up the bounty...
okay. Maybe he was trying to get the red buff. I don't think there is a red buff, otherwise Closer would have it.
Yep. They can get the bounty.
No jungler. There's still a nice amount of poke here on the side of Liv Sandbox. But I'm not sure that, or not Liv Sandbox, Genji. Not sure that they're going to be able to deny Liv Sandbox that engage, though, as here, oh, wow, where did the Jinx go? Never mind, there isn't a Jinx on the enemy team. Forgot that he just disappeared, actually. As Jovi's got Lehens on his back now, and he's quite literally doing the Olaf thing as well, as he presses all his buttons and goes forward, and only forward. We're going to catch Kyle. Here comes the Rek'Sai and the Equalizer in here, as Closer is trying desperately to get some kills on the backside of this, but he will be taken out as Genji. They don't get the Drake, but they get all the kills.
What? Genji, they're still hunting. Hello, Dove. Maybe goodbye, Dove?
They're getting in onto it. The final chapter does come out, and Peanut, he's got enough if he's got a Yuumi around. Here comes a teleport, and the rest of Liv Sandbox is trying to join up into this fight. As you can see, Ruler on the minimap is also walking in. He's going to get that shot onto Kyle, who does get knocked up. But where's the rest of Genji? A little bit behind the play. As, you know, they don't have great engage as we... Oh, where did he go? He's got shot in the back. And then the Rek'Sai did take one swipe, and down he went. Yeah, not a lot of engage, but again, if like one hit comes in, you get a Deadly Flourish, you get an Equalizer, it's like the Jhin opens up, the Vex is coming over the top. It's like, well, somebody's probably going to go down eventually. As Closer trying to find some information over the wall. Didn't like what he found. He's just going to give the 10th kill to Chovy, who has a Magi's.
Yeah. Love it. Sandbox, they never give up. They keep trying.
Never give up. And Peanut, he says, okay, something's wrong over this wall here.
No.
Peanut's looking for it, and there it goes. Down it goes once again, and we see that Peanut's like, okay, well, we're going to get a kill at least on the backside of that, and they do get one, but That's a great trade for Liv Sandbox. Giving away one guy and getting the Baron.
Big wave on the top side for Gen G. Even into the Baron buff.
Uh-oh. Yeah, that's part of why Vex is good into LeBlanc. She jumps in and she gets feared instantly. And you can see how Chovy's able to do that, especially with how far he is ahead. As looks like we are going to end this game now. Gen G say you can have a Baron, but you can't have a base. And perhaps what they needed was the Jace wave clear after all. Or maybe Gen G just needed a reason to push. Either way, they're going to get the job done eventually, it looks like here. They are 5. And here comes Dove. Nice little shock blast to the back. Gen G are backing away. That Everfrost, not fantastic, but it does get a slow down. Doran still on the run. As the missiles are coming out, Kroko goes in. He's going to get Chovy into the back, but he gets extremely low, and he gets taken out. They're trying desperately to get on top of Chovy, but they can't. And the heals are coming out here from the Yuumi at the same time. And Gen G successfully kite it back.
Unfortunately, life is not a sports movie. The scrappy team of underdogs trying their hardest until the very end are going to get smacked down, regardless.
Can't get away from them.
Can't be done. He got Ruler.
Yeah, he did that. And at this point, Vex basically melts diamonds. And that's very hard to do. That's going to be game number 2. A very eventful, yet uneventful game as Gen G will take them down.
A little bit of ups and downs. But overall, Gen G, quick 2-0, nothing to see here. But like for real this time, guys.
Yeah.
It was from start to finish, I think, a very, very clear gap